You are going to prepare some reports using related tables in database. Make sure all currency values display the same currency symbol of your choice and are set to 0 decimal places. Dates are to be displayed in the format DD, MMM, YY. That is task 3 of the question. Okay, let's start. We go to blank database. You launch your access, go to blank database. Then it will suggest a name, database 2 in my own case. You can rename it to maybe tax 3. Tax 3. Okay, let me call it tax 3. Then it will ask me where I want to save it. Then I can save it inside the folder that I must have created earlier. I created a folder on the desktop. I think I call it work area. You are supposed to follow the instruction of the question. My own is work area. I've said that. I click OK and I click on create. So I have this. Okay, that's very good. Then I continue. Then the next thing is they ask me import the file N218 customers.csv into a suitable database package. CSV stands for comma separated value. Since I'm to import, anything you want to import must be located externally. So you go to external data, you go to new data source, and from text file. Students make mistake from this place. You are importing from text file. Text file is very important. Then you click on that. This dialog box comes up. Then you browse for the file you want to import. The file I want to import is located in my source file folder. My source file folder, I have put it on the desktop of my system. In your own case, maybe you put it in the download or on the desktop or in my document, wherever you put your own. So, but for me, I put it in on my desktop with a name SS2 Igcse. Alright, I've located it and I open. The question asks me to import N218 customers. So I click on it. Look at what it says, text file. It's very important. You can open up this and see what you have, text file. So you click open. Then do not change all these things for now. You are not appending to a new table. So you say import it like this. Then you click OK. Then you have this. Examine this, you will discover that the source file is actually a CSV file. CSV means comma separated values. You can see that all the values here are separated by comma. So then you click on next. That means it is delimited. You click on next, you go. Then if you look at the first row, it's quite different from all other rows. So that suggests that first row contains field names. So you select that. So having done that, then you go to advanced settings. Here you are on the advanced settings. If you take your question paper, you can set what the question has asked you to do. The question asks you to choose title to be data type text. Access as short text or long text. You are not supposed to change from long or short text. It is generally called, the generic nickname is text, so which is what we have here. The first name according to question paper also is text, customer number text, last name text, address 1 text, town text, postcode text, pay type text, then membership dates on the question paper. Don't forget, they have told us the date format to use, which is DMY. Look at this place, DMY. That is the British date format. If you are using a system that has MDY, you are supposed to come here and open and change it to DMY. It's very important, DMY. So then the last field here is member type, and according to the question they say we should use text, so we leave it at text. So we are done with this. You click OK. Then the next instruction says that set the customer number field as a primary key. So you go to next. As a primary key, go to next. So here you come and select choose my own primary key. This one is if they did not ask you for primary key, you select this, no primary key, but they say you should use customer number. So you open up this place, customer number, choose my own primary key, and you are done. So you click on next. import to this table, then you say finish. All right, that's how to import. So you have successfully imported the text file given to you. That's very good. After you are done with the importation, then you will see the new table successfully imported in this place, N218 customers. You discover that there are no import errors in this work we are doing because we have followed all the instructions correctly. So you can open up this table, double click it, you see it. For a table by default has two type of views. You can see it here. We have datasheet view and design view. Design view is where you set some rules that the table will follow. So for us to set some other rules according to the question, you go to design view. So we have that. You can see all the fields and their various data types. Now you can see the field properties. This is how to set properties for each of the fields. Remember, at the other place we set customer number to be the primary key field. That's why we are seeing a key symbol behind it here. It shows that this customer number field is the primary key field. Okay, good. Now let's continue. So in the format given to us in the question, they ask us to set the membership date to DD MMM YY. So you go to membership dates, you select it, make sure that you make it active before you come to property table to set that. Make sure you click on the right field you want to set properties for. So having done that, then you come to format of it, you open up this drop down arrow, then you see that format they ask us DD MMM YY. You can see that it is medium data that has that format, so you select it. If you have done that, then you are good. The question asks you to save. To save the table, you right click on this tab, you see save, and you click, you are done. So you can go back to the normal view, which is a datasheet view for table. So we are done with the first table. So the question says take evidence documents that will show the field names and data types that you have used in your table. So to do that, you always take that for a table in the design view. You go to the design view, you make sure that you take the screenshot of everything showing this, all the field name and the data type, and if a particular field has the primary key, you select it, you press the your print screenshot button. You should not crop away the primary key. All right, we are done by that. So let's continue. Let's go to the next one, number 23. They ask us to import another file, which is N218 orders, as a new table in the database. It's very simple. When you are creating a database and you are seeing relating two or more tables together, you know that database is a relational database. It's a relational database. Please take note. Okay, it's a relational database. Please take note. So let's go. You go to external data as usual to import external data, new data source, from file, you go to text file. Good. You go back to the same folder where that file is located, N218 orders, and this is it. Then you click open. Now the same option we selected the other time, then you click OK. Now for this new table, you discover also it is a CSV file. That's why each item is separated by a comma. Okay, then that's why it's selected, delimited. Then you click next. Now you discover that the first row is quite different from other rows. So you select first row contains field names. So you select that. So that would differentiate the field names from the records. Then you go to advanced, because according to the question, they said make sure the order value is formatted as currency. And of course, the question has asked us that we should use currency of our choice. So by default, I want to use the currency format of this system. So I'll just come here and select currency. Please do not forget our default format is DMY. And they said set the order ID field as a primary key. So I say okay, yeah. Then I go to next, order ID as primary key according to the question. So I select this and make it the primary key. All right, having done that, Then I go to next, then I finish so that I can successfully have the table, the file imported into my database. So you can see that this is the new table I've just imported, orders. So you can go to design view of it as well. You come to home, you go to design view of it, then you see it now. But the question asks us to do something to it. They said currency, and remember when we started, the question says that every currency value should be set to 0 decimal places. That's why I came here. That time they said it, they will not come back to say it again. That's why you need to take note of every key instruction. So I will come here and I go to decimal places instead of leaving it on to auto. Auto will make it to 2 decimal places automatically, but they have asked us to make it to 0 decimal place. So I come here, I set it, then I save it. So I'm done with that. So but the question asks that we should create a one-to-many relationship. In a database, relational database for that matter, there are different types of relationship. We have one-to-one relationship, one-to-many relationship, and many-to-many relationship. So now the question asks us to create a one-to-many relationship. For you to have a one-to-many relationship, it means that the primary key of the first table will be used to link it to the next table, to another table. So the key in the another table must not be a primary key. That's when you can have a one-to-many relationship. So let's continue. To do that, to create relationship, you go to database tools. When you get there, you see under relationship, you click on relationships. It's very important for you before you start creating your relationship to save all your table. You can even save and close them. All right. So then when you click on create relationship, this dialog box comes up asking you, this is table, this is query, this is both. So where do you want to create your relationship from the tables? So you select the two tables, you press the first one, press down Control key on your key and press the second one. That is multiple selection, then you click add. So the two tables have been added. This is an examination, so nothing should be hidden. So you open up this place so that you can see all the fields in each table. It's very important, nothing should be hidden. So the question asks us to use the customer number in the customer table. Here is it, which has a primary key, to connect it to the others table using customer ID field. Look at customer ID field here. It is not a primary key field. So that's why by the time you link them together, you definitely have a what? A one-to-many relationship, because one field is having the primary key, the second field does not have the primary key. So the kind of relationship you are going to have is a one-to-many relationship. So you can do it in two ways. You can click on this one here, click down on it, then drag it and drop it on customer ID. Make sure it is customer ID. Many students make mistake, they will come and put it on another field entirely. They could be having issues. So I will put it on customer ID, and this dialog box will come where I can set it again if in case I'm making any mistake. So you must do that, this to this. If you come to join type, in case they further ask you to do other things, but in this question they didn't ask us, so you may not do anything here. But under relationship type, you can see one-to-many. So the moment you see this, that means you are good to go. Then you click on create. The moment you click on create, you will see a code joining the two tables together. You know, jokingly I call it umbilical cord, joining the mother and the baby in the womb. I say that jokingly. Okay, so you have that. That means these two tables have been connected using the customer number field in the customers table to join the others table using the customer ID field. So we are done. So the next instruction is for you to take evidence showing the relationship between the two tables. It's very simple. Anytime you want to take relationship evidence, you must take it to show the type of relationship it is. So there are many ways by which you can do it. You can double tap this code so that you can have this dialog box. So you drag this dialog box down and take the screenshot, so that while you are showing all the fields and the primary keys they have, you also show the relationship type they have. So this is how to get your full mark on that. So you take the screenshot, then you click OK and go and paste it in your evidence document. So I think we are done with relationship. Now then you save it. Okay, good. Now the question number 24. They now ask us to create a columnar data entry form. You know, we are used with forms. A form is a document through which we gather information from different recipients, different people from a particular audience. But using database, we can get information from people electronically. So one way or the other, you must have filled a form. So you should expect, you know, the same operations you have whenever you are filling forms to be applicable here too. So they have asked us to create the form based on the orders table. You know, we have two types of table in this database. We have customers table and orders table. So but they said we should create from orders table. So the best thing we need to do is that we come to create. Anytime you want to create new things, you go to create menu tab. Okay, when you come to create, then you go to form wizard. Anything you want to create, you must use the wizard. Why? Because the wizard is like a house of templates. It has guides, direction on how it will guide you on how to create it. So that's the best one. So it helps you. Click on form wizard, then this dialog box will come. Remember, the question says you should create from orders table. So look at what you have here, table. You can open up this and you see, in case you have 10 different tables, you can pick it from there. Even if it's from a query, you can pick it from here, but the question has asked us from table, so you pick orders table. Now they said all the fields. So to pick all the fields at once, you click on this double chevron, then it will pick it. You go to next. Now you will see that place they say a columnar. See, this is that it will be arranged in columns. This is a columnar. Let's say next question says tabular, you come here, or data sheet or justify, but they say columnar. That's why we have this. You go to next. Now what title do you want for your form? Now let us give it a relevant name, something meaningful. So I can call it order entry form, for example. So you can choose either of these options, it doesn't matter, because later you can switch between them. So if you leave it here or this, no problem. So I have that. Finish. Now this is the sample. This is the way the form will look, and that's what we are seeing on the screen. But then there are other things they ask us to do. They said the field headings must be aligned to the left. Look at the field headings, all of them to the left. You can see it here. And position under each other. You can see they are under each other. We are done with that. So they said another thing they asked us to do. They said make sure all the fields and data are fully visible and the layout is consistent. So if you go to the next, you see the layout is consistent. That's what they are talking about. Then they said enter an appropriate title at the top of the form. For example, in this case, we have put order entry form. That is, or we can call it order form or order placement form, whatever name. So now, having done that, so you can also, just like the table, the form has basic three type of views. We have form view. That one is one that normally displays to the end users. We have layout view where we can set the layout so that it can be consistent, and we have design view where we can perform some other further operations. So that is about that. So now let's quickly go to design view so that I can show you one or two things. Design view of it. All right. Yes, at the design view, this is the way it will look like. Look at each of the fields. Look at where the responses will be, and that's what we have here. So for example, if I so wish to bolden this title, I can bolden it. It's very simple. How do I do it? I will click on this placeholder for the order entry, and I come to format, then I see bold, and I've boldened it. I can change the color from this to black, 100% black, so that it will be visible. That is good for me. I can also wish to center align it. If I so wish, I will open up that place and I come to alignment, center align it. All right, that could be appropriate for me. Also, I may wish to make all the field names, maybe darker, so that it will look more presentable, so that the end users of the form will not say they can't see what I've done. So I can come here, change the font to 100% black, something like that, if I so wish. So now I can also increase the font of the heading, so that it will look bigger also. Okay, having done that, I can as well add different kind of image if I so wish on it too. It's very possible.